Join me as I dive into the future and predict what's next for Elab stock in 2025. Elab stock has been a hot topic in the market lately, and for good reason. As we head into 2025, it's essential to take a closer look at what the future holds for this promising stock. When it comes to Elab stock, there are several challenges that could impact its future performance. One of the significant threats is market competition. With more players entering the market, Elab stock will need to find a way to stay ahead of the curve and maintain its competitive edge. Another challenge Elab faces is economic uncertainty. As we've seen time and time again, economic downturns can have a devastating impact on stock prices. Elab will need to find ways to adapt to shifting economic conditions if it wants to thrive in 2025. Furthermore, company-specific issues, such as supply chain disruptions or management changes, could also have a significant impact on Elab's stock price. The company will need to address these issues head-on to ensure a smooth transition into the new year. Additionally, regulatory changes could also play a role in shaping Elab's future. As governments around the world continue to crack down on industries, Elab will need to stay on top of these changes to avoid any potential pitfalls. Despite these challenges, there are several growth areas that could drive Elab's stock price upwards in 2025. One area of potential growth is new product development. If Elab can continue to innovate and release new products that meet the needs of its customers, it could lead to increased revenue and higher stock prices. Another area of growth is market expansion. As Elab continues to expand into new markets, it opens itself up to new customers and revenue streams. This could be a significant driver of growth in 2025. Furthermore, technological advancements could also play a role in Elab's future success. As technology continues to evolve, Elab will need to stay on top of these advancements to stay competitive. This could involve investing in new research and development or partnering with other companies to stay ahead of the curve. Additionally, strategic partnerships could also be a key area of growth for Elab in 2025. By partnering with other companies, Elab can tap into new resources and expertise, leading to increased innovation and revenue. So, what's next for Elab stock in 2025? In my opinion, the most critical insight is that Elab will need to focus on diversification to drive growth. By expanding into new markets, investing in new products, and forming strategic partnerships, Elab can reduce its reliance on any one area and drive growth through diversification. This means that investors should be looking for signs of diversification in Elab's strategy and be prepared to adjust their investments accordingly. Another key takeaway is that Elab will need to stay adaptable in the face of economic uncertainty. By being prepared for shifting economic conditions, Elab can minimize its exposure to risk and position itself for long-term success. Finally, investors should be paying close attention to Elab's response to regulatory changes and its ability to stay ahead of the competition. By keeping a close eye on these factors, investors can make informed decisions about their investments in Elab stock. To recap, Elab stock faces several challenges in 2025, including market competition, economic uncertainty, and company-specific issues. However, there are also several growth areas, including new product development, market expansion, and technological advancements. By focusing on diversification, staying adaptable, and responding to regulatory changes, Elab can position itself for success in 2025. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to share your thoughts on Elab stock in the comments below. If you want to stay up to date on the latest market trends and insights, be sure to check out our video on the top stocks to watch in 2025.